A man in New Jersey is charged with attempted murder for allegedly running over a woman multiple times. Now, before we show the video, no, she survived. You will not see her actually get hit. But look at the top left of your screen. You see a driver make a beeline for her as she tried to run away. Now, at one point, a school bus drives up, and he's also the suspect is accused of deliberately backing over the woman. Witnesses say the two had been in an accident, and that when he allegedly tried to drive off, she started to take photos of his SUV, and then this happened. We've not heard from him though. The woman is in the hospital.
It was a horrible situation that I saw a more complete version of that particular video. And okay, this is how it started. I'll give you guys the breakdown first. There was a small fender bender. The guy who's now been arrested was backing up to get away from traffic or something. So that was illegal. It's in the middle of a street. Bumped this woman's car. She got out in a general situation to go and exchange information, talk about it. He took off, so she took pictures of his license plate. That's when he decided to back up again, attempted to run over in reverse. She dodged, and then he spun around again and came at her, and that's when it picks up with him charging at her. And he got her and he backed over her again. Because you didn't want to exchange information. So the issues you could have with whatever, maybe your license is suspended, maybe you have no insurance, whatever it is it could be, it's definitely gotten worse. Let's go to some more details, because this guy's name is Vincent Jean. He's 56 years old and he's been charged with first-degree attempted murder. How's that charge versus what you could have done? Second-degree aggravated assault, third-degree aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, third-degree assault by auto, third-degree leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident with serious bodily injury, third-degree endangering an injured victim, and third-degree possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose. I get the feeling the insurance issues he would have been a lot less severe than that. Okay, so Jean was also taken into custody after the alleged attack and remains at the Union County Jail, and that's according to prosecutors. He's not yet retained an attorney, but he's scheduled to appear in court on April 19th. No, that was yesterday. And that's what they were saying he had to do with then. Okay, so as I point out, there was the whole incident that happened there. I've only been in a couple of these small accidents, and I couldn't imagine it getting to this point. But I do feel like once he got to backing up and got aggressive, I wish she'd have dove back in her car, because she was still outside. I'm not sure what the circumstances were, so I'm not blaming her for it. But man, once you see someone is hell bent on hurting you off a very simple, normal situation, it's time to just take off and hope something else happens. Because I mean, luckily there was surveillance there, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's no wonder that anxiety is at an all-time level in this country. And that's a very general statement that I'm making, but it's true, I think, because a lot of people have just been in their homes for so long, and we're watching all these videos about people who are escalating situations way, way, way further than they ever need to be escalated, right? This is just a regular fender bender, shouldn't have been any big deal, but it became something that is gonna change this woman's life probably for a long time, if not forever. As well as the guy who ran over her and was driving on people's front lawns, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like he was very triggered by whatever happened. We don't have any other details, but even then, like, it doesn't justify what he did. It's very scary, and I don't blame people for wanting to stay in their homes a little bit longer after all this lockdown and quarantine stuff.
I tell people all the time when they come to LA, I was like, listen, you're gonna run into some bad drivers. You're gonna run into people who maybe bump you. You're gonna run into people who park too close to you in a parking garage, who open their door and put a little dent in the side of your car. You gotta let all of that go. And I know if you guys heard anything about how I road rage, you're probably surprised by that perspective. But you don't go to screaming out your window, leaning on your horn, cutting people off purposefully, because then people are crazy. Luckily, this guy, his deadly weapon was his car, not a gun, because that happens all the time. And we forget that.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm in Texas, and every time you go to lay into your horn, you have to think twice a little bit about, like, I don't know who it is that I'm honking at. I don't know who these people are on the road with me. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they have in the car with them. And that's a real fear here in Texas, at least. I don't know about anywhere else.
Yeah, shout out to my British brother and sisters out there, because I was there in London for a while, a few years ago. And I was in, a taxi, and the amount of horn blowing and moving and switching lanes that's done so smoothly and without anger, I was so impressed by. I heard a horn blow and I was like, oh wait, nobody's mad about this yet. We have this weird anger when someone blows their horn at us, even if it's just, hey, I'm here, don't get over here. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And we're just
we take it very personally.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I saw the same thing in Paris, and I was in the back seat like, ugh. And the driver was like, oh, I don't know, these drivers are crazy, huh? And I was like, well, you're one of them. So yeah. But it seems like you know what you're doing, so I'm fine.
You need certain courses to drive in certain cities in the country. I love it. I wouldn't want to drive anywhere else, but it's because I love it, this place.